I didn't know her name when I first heard her screaming. I just knew it was coming from the hallway, and no one else was opening their door. 3 nights later, they found her body in the rooftop water tank, and I realized I was the only person on that floor who ever heard her alive. I was in Los Angeles for a job, I needed a cheap place to stay for a few nights, and the Cecil Hotel popped up as an option. I'd never heard of it, didn't know its history. It was downtown, near where I needed to be, and it was cheap. That was enough for me. The moment I stepped into the lobby, something felt off. It was quiet, too quiet, the kind of silence you don't get in hotels. No background music, no phones ringing, no conversation, just this low mechanical hum from somewhere deep in the walls. I chalked it up to the building being old. The lobby had high ceilings and cracked tiles, faded murals, the kind of place that probably looked nice 100 years ago. The elevator was slow, really slow. It shuddered a little when it stopped on my floor of the 4th. I was in room 414. The hallway was dim and smelled like old carpet and mold. One of the lights above me flickered, the kind of flicker that seems almost intentional rhythmic, like it's trying to keep your attention. The room itself was small and damp. The television didn't work. The window was stuck shut. But I was tired, so I dropped my bag, lay down, and closed my eyes. That night, I heard something. It was faint at first, like footsteps, then knocking. 3 knocks, soft, steady, then silence. Then again, 3 knocks, same rhythm, same pause. I got up and looked through the peephole. Nothing. The hallway was empty. I opened the door. No one was there. Just as I closed the door again, I heard another knock. But this time, it came from behind me. From inside the room, I froze. Every instinct screamed not to turn around. But I did. Nothing. Just the window. Still shut. I barely slept that night. The next morning, I went to grab coffee from a shop down the block. When I came back, I saw her, a girl, early 22nd, standing by the elevator. Long dark hair, wearing a hoodie and black leggings. She looked lost, or scared, or both. She pressed the button for the elevator, but when it opened, she didn't get in. She just stood there, then stepped in, then out again, then in, pressed a bunch of buttons, then backed into the corner. I didn't know what to do. I was standing maybe 10 feet away, watching this girl panic in an elevator. I didn't want to scare her, so I just waited. Eventually, she left, walked fast down the hallway, glancing back over her shoulder like someone was following her. I asked the front desk later if she was okay. They told me no one by that description was checked in. That night, I heard screaming. Not yelling. Screaming, pure panic. It was coming from the hallway. I jumped out of bed and ran to the door. Looked through the peephole, no one. Opened the door, nothing. But I could still hear it. Faint, like it was coming from behind the walls. Then it stopped. I didn't sleep that night either. The next morning, police were in the lobby. They were asking if anyone had seen a girl, showed me a photo. It was her, the girl from the elevator. Her name was Elisa Lamb. She had gone missing 3 days earlier. I told them what I saw, the elevator, the panic, the screaming. They wrote it down, said they'd look into it. 3 days after that, they found her, in a water tank, on the roof, naked, dead. The tank was sealed. There were no ladders, no easy way in. The rooftop was supposed to be locked, and yet she was there. I moved out that day, checked into another hotel, paid extra, didn't care. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. about the knocking, the screams, the girl, and how, on my second night, someone turned my doorknob. I still think about that, about whether I was ever truly alone in that room. I don't tell this story often, mostly because people don't believe me, but I needed to tell someone. Because every once in a while, I'll be lying in bed in a completely different city, far away from Los Angeles, and I'll hear it again. 3 soft knocks, then silence. I've driven that stretch of highway dozens of times, but I only stopped at that rest area once. And I swear, I saw something there I was never meant to survive. The cops didn't believe me. No one did. But I know what I saw behind those trees. And I know what tried to follow me. It was around 2:30 the morning when I pulled into the rest stop. Highway 41, Northern California. Long, dark stretches of road, forest on both sides. I'd been driving for nearly 6 hours. Eyes dry, coffee long gone. I saw the sign, rest area 1 mile. Just a plain green sign. I figured I'd stop, stretch, maybe close my eyes for 10 minutes. There were no other cars. Just mine, empty lot. 2 old orange lights flickering near the public restrooms. As soon as I shut off the engine, I noticed it. Dead quiet, no crickets, no wind, just the buzzing of the lights. I stepped out, locked the door, headed toward the building. My footsteps echoed on the pavement. The restroom was a cold concrete block with metal doors. Chillier inside than outside. Smelled like bleach and mildew. I splashed cold water on my face, stepped back out. That's when I saw it. Another car had appeared, but it wasn't there before. An old white station wagon, headlights off, silent, parked diagonally like someone pulled in fast, windows fogged. I froze, told myself I must have missed it. The driver's side door began to open, slowly, but no one got out. I started walking back to my car, eyes on the station wagon. That door just hung open like a broken jaw. Halfway across the lot, I heard it behind me, leaves crunching. I turned around, nothing. But now, the station wagon's door was shut. I never heard it close. Then the restroom light went out. I turned toward it, darkness, then a whisper. Right behind me, "You don't belong here." I ran to my car, got in, slammed the door, turned the key. Nothing. The engine was dead. Headlights out. Silence. And that's when I saw it. A figure in the tree line, just at the edge of the lot. Tall, thin, perfectly still. No face, just a shadow. It didn't move. Then it did. One step forward, and right then, every single light in the rest area blew out at once. I don't know how, but the car finally started. I floored it. Tires screeched. I didn't look back. I drove for about an hour, then pulled into a gas station. I threw up in the parking lot. The clerk told me I looked pale. Asked if I was okay. I just nodded, bought a coffee. Didn't tell him anything. Didn't tell anyone. But the scariest part? I still see that station wagon. Not often, but enough to know it's real. Always parked, lights off, windows fogged. And sometimes, when I'm driving a lonely road at night, I think I hear the whisper again. "You don't belong here." I used to think boredom was the worst part of working the night shift. Then came the knocking, and the breathing, and the thing I saw just beyond the lights. Now I know, being alone out here isn't the scariest part. It's realizing you never were. I took the job because I needed something quiet, I just dropped out of college, moved back to Arizona, and was crashing with my cousin in a trailer about 10 miles from town. The gas station was the only place hiring for nights, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Off the highway, middle of nowhere. It sounded perfect. No customers, no boss breathing down my neck, just me, the register, and a radio. The first week was uneventful. A few late truckers, a drunk or two, some coyotes in the distance, but mostly silence. By week 2, I started to notice things. Not big things, little things. The back storage light would flicker, even though the bulb was new. I'd hear a soft clicking noise from aisle 3, but nothing was ever there. Then came the knocking. It was about 3 a.m., no one around. I was behind the counter scrolling on my phone when I heard it, 3 soft knocks on the glass front door. I looked up, no one. Just the empty lot, dim lights reflecting off the asphalt. I thought maybe it was the wind, but then it happened again. 3 knocks, same rhythm. I got up, walked to the door, still nothing. I stepped outside, looked around, total silence. That night, I didn't sit back down. I stood behind the counter until dawn. A few nights later, I checked the security footage. The system was old, grainy, black and white, but something caught my eye. Around 2:58 a.m., right before the knocks, I saw movement. Just a flicker. A figure barely visible standing just at the edge of the lights, near pump 4. Then gone. No footsteps, no approach, no retreat. Just there. Then knocked. I rewound it 10 times. Still the same. I told myself it was a glitch. Old system, nothing reliable. The next night, the power cut out. No warning, just click. Everything off. Emergency lights flickered on a second later. I was in the back, checking stock. When I came to the front door was open. Wide open. I know I locked it, I double check it every night. But there it was, swinging slightly. I closed it, locked it again, did a walk around outside with the flashlight. Nothing. But as I circled back, I heard breathing. Not mine, not animal, human. Low, raspy. Right behind the dumpster, I shined the light, nothing. But the sound, it lingered. Until it didn't. After that, I started keeping a bat behind the counter. I told my cousin. He laughed. Ghosts at the Shell station? Bro, you need sleep. But I wasn't seeing ghosts. I was hearing things, smelling things, like wet dirt, burned plastic. And sometimes, when I passed aisle 3, I swear something whispered my name. One night, a woman came in around 4:15. She looked shaken, kept glancing over her shoulder. I asked if she was okay. She nodded but didn't speak. She bought a bottle of water, then asked, "Is there someone else working tonight?" I said no. She hesitated, then said, "I saw someone standing in the woods, just watching the building." I went outside, looked toward the tree line. Nothing, but the smell was there again. Burnt plastic. She left in a hurry. Things got worse after that. The knocks came more often. Sometimes on the side walls, once on the cooler door. I stopped checking, but one night I made a mistake. It was around 3:30. The bathroom light in the back started flickering. Then the security monitor cut to static. Then a single knock at the office door behind me. I turned. Slowly, there's no entrance behind that door, just the bathroom. No way anyone could be there. Another knock. Then, breathing. Low, slow, just on the other side. I opened the drawer, grabbed the bat. Then everything went quiet. No more knocks, no more breathing. I stood there for almost an hour, frozen. When the sun came up, I quit. Left the keys on the counter. Never went back. That was 6 months ago. I've had other jobs since, better ones. But I still wake up around 3 a.m. Still check the locks. Still smell burnt plastic when I drive past wooded areas. And sometimes, late at night, I swear I hear it again. 3 knocks, then breathing, then silence. Closing message from Mr.Somberrift. Thank you for joining me tonight. If this story sent chills down your spine, be sure to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe for more true horror. Have a terrifying experience of your own? Send it to mr.somberrift@gmail.com. Your story might be featured in a future episode. Let's build a powerful community of night watchers, storytellers, and survivors. Your support keeps these stories alive and heard. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and never ignore the sound of a knock at 3 a.m.